Hi, Muchismo Eugene, and welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Please like, subscribe, share the video if you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Pass it on if you believe someone else will benefit from it as well. I would appreciate that. Well, the wind is kind of high today, guys. I don't have the mic muff, if you will. I don't think I've ever used those. I've used them probably once since I've had them, but I take it that this may go through successful. I'll review it, but nonetheless, let's get to it. I think most of us, if not all of us, who are awakened right now, we know that we're living in a world, not just a society, a world, not just the United States, but the world at large. We have here, where I live in upstate New York, a smorgasbord of all types of nationalities. But what you find that's very parallel to every human being, doesn't matter what their race or culture is. They used to be able to see a differentiation of cultures. But if you look at society as a collective, there's a lot of, hunger and starvation for attention. I believe the internet had a lot to do with it, because the internet in and of itself didn't, but the internet afforded people to be seen in a way that sometimes is just unnecessary, doing all the wrong things, doing some good things, doing some funny things, doing some very wholesome things. But we know that the collective have a lead in this race called humanity, or the inhumanity. So what I'm trying to get at is the whole world is a Ponzi scheme. And that goes far beyond just what we would think as somebody getting over on somebody. It goes deeper than that. We have a Ponzi scheme of a disproportionate magnitude. It is so increasingly apparent. I've talked about this before. There are no true friendships. Friendships are only contingent on what a person can do for the other one. If you can give me attention, if you can make me the center of attention, if you can put all eyes on me, as Tupac would say. And the human nature thrives when it has attention on it. We thought. But once attention is not on you, these very people whose lives hinges on that attention, the enthusiasm about life just dwindles. You awaken empaths who have done some shadow work and some shadow integration and some isolation and some introspecting. You have come to a conclusion where less is best. To be alone, you're truly not alone, because you're at peace with self. You're at one with self. Let's say that once more time. To be alone, you're at one with yourself. You're not, you're your own biggest fan. You're your own cheerleader. You're your own hype man or woman. Anything additional by way of other people, it's a bonus. But it's not contingent on how we live and move. Awakened man, we've come to a point where I want to say, like Solomon said, and this is not to be poor me, this is just facts. Let's just talk about it, God. We've been unawake longer than we've been awake. So this is all new to us. It's something unfamiliar. It's something that's very uncertain, especially when we go outside of our homes. We can see the uncertainty. People arguing over political affiliation. Stop it. Chosen ones, we don't do it. We can see the banana in the tailpipe. We don't get into that. We don't get in that mud pen, that pig pen, as we did before when we were in the Matrix. All of those things are not even pertinent to where our life is going to go and where our life is. It's just opinions. And someone said once before, opinions are like our behind. We all have them. But we live and we thrive in truth. We live and thrive in being at one with self. Thereby we're able to reach people who we'd otherwise not be able to reach. We can connect with people without lifting a strong mental finger. We're just there. We're just present. And being present as an empath, that is a start to everything that you are and everything that's within you. If you're just present and you're available, God will send you a mission. He will send you some homework. He'll send you assignments. Anything outside of that, refrain. Religion, refrain. Everything's a Ponzi scheme. Only thing's not a Ponzi scheme is you living your truth. You seeing things for what they are. While most of the world is seeing things the way they want to see them. Even though they know a lot of this stuff, it's got holes in it. But they don't know any alternative. You who are fortunate to have an alternative, to see a different side of life, different side of things, not just a different side, a side that is contrary to everything that you believed and you were raised to believe. It was just a few millions in place from generations and generations back, carrying the torch of things that they didn't wholeheartedly embrace themselves. It was adopted. They adopted things into their life. You and I both did. Until God came along and opened our eyes to some things that we would have never, ever found out about. We were handpicked. We were targeted for destruction by the narcissists and the evil dominions. But just as much as we were targeted, we were already sealed by God to endure it. These wars, man, that are happening. America is not safe. America has a very braggadocious, arrogant, egotistical mentality, as many other countries do. But I know this from firsthand experience, firsthand observation. Americans, we tell everything we know. We give our hand away. Although it may be trickery, we're imposing. Trickery doesn't work as well as the trickster wants it to. Because tricks are like lies. They're falsehoods. And if you got falsehood, you got to remember what kind of falsehoods you've told. And when you have to remember them, and they don't just come naturally, you forget the story you told. What am I saying? I think it's pretty clear. We stand and pledge allegiance to a flag. We go serve the country under the pretense that we believe we're doing a solemn duty. And we often think God is in that in many ways. Be it your heart is in the right place, but your head does not seem to connect with what you see with your eyes. So we pass that off. We can let our heart rule us. But God's Spirit is what's supposed to dictate, navigate, and help us to decide. The Bible says, lean not into your own understanding, but in all things acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. King Saul, he always looked to God for his victories, but the very time that he didn't look to God for his victory in humility and respect and honor, he got out of pocket, and because he got out of pocket, came back to haunt him. This is what's going on in America, but it has little to nothing to do with you and I as awakened empaths. We got a duty, we got an assignment, we got a solemn assignment by God, and it's just to awaken and reach people with our presence in that space as we go along and do what the God above tells us, the God living in us tells us, the God above all. Everything's a Ponzi scheme, everything. I don't think there's many things out here that are solid anymore, if they ever were, because God is exposing everything that's been hidden. He said he would. He's pulling the cover off a lot of stuff. A lot of people who are in high positions are panicking, and they're always throwing the blame. It is crazy. Lack of accountability and ego is bringing this country to a real quick end. But God's not finished. He's doing the work, and we just need to just stay focused on that work. I just thought I wanted to share that with you guys, man. Because in sharing this video, what I want you guys to understand is let's refrain from those things that don't serve us in a way that we're being able to be beneficial to the world. Our opinions don't matter. I have them, you have them. But let's tone it down, especially in the presence of people who we think we can confide in. Have an opinion, but a lot of times your opinion, if you're not sharing it here amongst this circle, amongst this clan right here, this tribe, when you're in your out and about, highways and byways, don't divulge things with people, just on a real practical basis. They won't understand, because what they'll see deeper than what you're actually saying, they'll see that your insight is far beyond theirs, and this is when the hostility within them forms, and it creates a very disdain for you, and you don't want that. Just keep your opinions at a minimal. And just be very watchful of the things that are coming. Don't just dive right in to give our 2 cents, because a lot of this is all an illusion. If we just pump our brakes and think about it and just take a step back and look at it in a very calm way, we'll see it's nothing like they're portraying. It's nothing like what they're saying it is. And I'm not talking in riddles, I'm just talking in general. Nothing is like we see it. So we really have to.
But they're supposed to have a whole team.
We have to see that for what it is. Just wanted to share that, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's say prayers for those soldiers who are fighting over there. We've lost about 20 soldiers. And, it's not ending soon, but it's neither here nor there. Let's just keep focused and stay on course. That being said, bless.